Welcome back, YouTube, to a great episode of the Culture of Currency. Today we will be talking about a coin that I truly love. This is the Silver Trident of Barbados. I already have a video done on the Silver Seahorse from Barbados, and we'll put that in the description below in case you want to compare the two. In the Silver Seahorse video, we went in depth on the coat of arms and the culture of Barbados, so I will not repeat myself too much, but we'll hit on some key items that will make this video a little bit different from the Seahorse video. Barbados, as we know, is a beautiful island in the Caribbean. Basically, once it was colonized by the British, the main products were sugarcane with slave labor. So we had sugar, of course, molasses, rum, and eventually Jamaica and a couple of other islands in the area became direct competitors, and because of their size, outproduced Barbados. And then with the emancipation of slaves from the English kingdoms, it basically caused the economy to falter a little bit. Barbados made the ends meet for the most part and eventually gained their independence from England in 1966. This is also about the time where the shift and paradigm within their economy changed. They started to look at other countries like the British Virgin Islands and saw that the financial industry was great. They sent a lot of their people to America to learn the craft, and they came back and had a big financial service sector. So that started to take root. The other moneymaker, which we probably now consider Barbados for, is going to be tourism. So whenever tourism took root, that actually, I believe, took over the financial service industry within Barbados and became the main moneymaker. So in your spare time, if you ever want to think about going to the Caribbean, you may want to consider Barbados as a place to visit. For reference point, Barbados is about the size of 2.5 times Washington, D.C. Their population is right under 300,000, with about 92% of African descent due to the old slave labor. They, however, are upside down in their debt and have a savings of only 7% of their almost $5 billion in GDP, which mostly is attributed to their importing of goods. They say that that's a negative balance, about 47%. So they really need to fix their importing policies in order to try to balance that budget a little bit better. But us going down there and enjoying our time is helping them sustain currently. Now that you have a good understanding of Barbados, let's talk about this coin and look at our scale. The front of the coin is pretty cool. We have one of the coolest coat of arms, which you can learn about more in the Barbados Seahorse. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this video because we've already kind of covered that. There's a great texture in the background, and the two tridents under the mint year are a really cool touch. This is probably my favorite coat of arms featured in any of the Caribbean silver, so I give that an 8 out of 10. On the back, we have texture everywhere, which I love. The background has a cool whirlpool effect, and we also have the great trident, which has a really cool antiqued texture. The trident is something that we identify often with Neptune, and if you saw my video on the Silver Pegasus of the British Virgin Islands, we go into why that is, but basically islands seem to have a connection with Neptune or Poseidon. This, however, is a special trident. If you notice on the Britannia coin, and you can go to my Britannia video and kind of look at it yourself, there's a full-size trident. The idea is that when Britain was conquered by the Romans, they were still under the old gods, and so islands oftentimes were considered the domain of Poseidon, right? So the Britannia had a long trident, just like Poseidon. This trident is a little bit different. If you notice that the trident here is short, and it's also on their flag the same way, as you can see here. The short trident represents a broken trident, and the broken trident signifies Barbados breaking free from England and becoming its own sovereign country. It's a pretty cool little story there. I also think they have one of the coolest flags ever, but that's neither here nor there. I give the back an 8 out of 10. Mintage is next. I want you to really pay attention to this if you happen to have a 2018 version of this coin. Mine, as you can see, is not, but if you happen to have a 2018, there is a very special feature on one of these. So the mintage every year on these coins is 30,000, which is great, and scores an 8 out of 10. but if you happen to have that special 2018, it will have a pineapple privy. If you have one of those, you win today's Best of Show award. There were only 5,000 of those minted, and you need to hang on to that coin. That's a pretty cool coin. The next area we grade is cultural significance. We have obvious significance with the coat of arms. On the back, we get a double helping with the water-like background and the trident. I think anyone who knows anything about Barbados can look at the trident and identify exactly where this coin comes from without even having the word Barbados on the coin. I give that a 10. Collectability is our fifth area. I find this to be a very collectible coin. It is fairly low mintage, which collectors love, and it's not overly high priced for that low mintage like we see in some of the other coins. I find Caribbean silver also has that pirate feel to it, and the design is pretty cool, so I give it a 9 out of 10. Our last area is uniqueness. Barbados has a couple of silver coins, but only one trident coin, and that trident coin changes a little bit every single year. They have standard currency with the trident, but this is their only silver bullion with it. There are also some ancient coins with tridents and all of that, but there's nothing new other than this coin with it, so I have to give it a 10. This brings our total score for this Barbados trident to 53 out of 60. This means that this is a must-have for your collection. This also provides that a well-executed design can be simple and effective at the same time. To give you an understanding, this score ties the trident with the Leopard of Ghana, which was a phenomenal coin, and the Phoenix of South Korea. If you watch those videos, you will see how highly I hold those in my regards. So that being said, this coin has very high praise. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope that you grab one of these for your collection. Thank you, and remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.